Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're going to explore the absolutely massive global sports apparel boom, and we're going to see exactly how a grassroots brand, actually a university product launch project called Smart Dream, can launch right into the middle of it. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a marketer, or just kind of fascinated by where fashion meets business, this is basically a masterclass. We're going to look at the big picture, and then we're going to execute on the smallest details.
Here's our game plan for today. We'll kick things off with the sports apparel boom, check out what's actually driving the market, and then do a deep dive case study on Smart Dream. After that, we'll define their target customer and finally look at how they execute their marketing playbook.
Section 1. The sports apparel boom, a really high-stakes global industry. $220.35 billion. Let that sink in for a second. That staggering number represents the projected global sports apparel market size for 2025. And honestly, it doesn't stop there. By 2034, this industry is projected to skyrocket to over $325 billion. That is a massive pie, and it's being fueled by a huge surge in sports participation and outdoor recreational activities all over the globe.
Now, what's really fascinating is how this breaks down demographically. Men's apparel is still holding the lion's share, over 51% of the market as we head into 2026. But you absolutely cannot ignore the women's and kids segments right now. They are rapidly expanding. Major brands are pouring money into these areas, launching dedicated lines like H&M Move for women and specialized activewear for kids. It's completely transforming how we view the typical activewear consumer. Geographically speaking, North America is leading the charge, sitting at over $86 billion in 2025. However, you really want to keep an eye on the Asia-Pacific region. With the intense growth of emerging sports leagues, like the new 5-on-5 basketball leagues popping up in India, that entire region is turning into a massive growth engine for the future of sports apparel. Moving on to Section 2. What drives the market? The trends and the obstacles. So, what's actually fueling this boom? Well, it's a mix of a massive spike in outdoor recreation and a post-pandemic shift toward health and wellness. Consumers are demanding modern, minimalist jersey designs that don't just look good, but feel incredibly good. We're talking ultimate comfort and functionality, breathable, moisture-wicking fabrics, and super lightweight materials that actually boost your performance. We're also seeing revolutionary innovations, like Nike's Forward fabric, which takes fewer steps and way less energy to produce. It's a huge win for the climate-conscious buyer. Honestly, the lines between what you wear to the gym and what you wear to grab a coffee, yeah, those are completely blurred now. But hey, it isn't all smooth sailing. Brands are navigating some pretty major hurdles behind the scenes. We're talking about things like delayed cotton harvests that severely impact supply, and fluctuating crude oil prices that directly alter the cost of synthetic fibers like polyester and nylon. Add skyrocketing global labor rates to the mix, and it's easy to see why major companies are even exploring things like 3D printing just to keep their manufacturing costs somewhat manageable.
Section 3. Case study, Smart Dream, building a brand from the ground up.
Now that we understand this massive market, let's zoom in on a specific university product launch project called Smart Dream. The branding is intense. Their striking skull logo doesn't represent death. It actually represents fear conquered. And the flames, they symbolize passion and a relentless fire to succeed. It's an incredibly deliberate, modern visual identity that aligns perfectly with today's trends. They aren't just selling a lightweight, moisture-wicking shirt. They're selling resilience.
Their motto, Dream Fearlessly, Dominate Endlessly, anchors the whole brand identity. It speaks directly to a mindset of pushing beyond your limits, whether you're sweating it out on the field, gaming late into the night, or building a career. It perfectly captures that post-pandemic health and wellness consciousness we discussed earlier, channeling it into a really aggressive, proactive lifestyle.
What's really cool about how they built this is the tech behind it. They used modern AI prompt engineering to help generate this fierce visual identity and their compelling brand story. It's a brilliant example of how modern microbrands, even ones starting as university projects, are leveraging cutting-edge AI tools to rapidly prototype and launch highly polished, emotionally resonant branding, all without the massive overhead of a traditional ad agency.
Section 4. Defining the target customer through precision marketing.
To succeed, a brand needs to know exactly who they're talking to. Smart Dream's customer mapping is highly structured. They cater to athletes, students, fitness enthusiasts, and even just casual sportswear users. For local sports clubs and universities, the message is, build your team identity with customized logos. For the corporate world, it's strengthen company spirit And for esports, they lean into modern style with Wear Your Victory. They totally recognize that different buyers have vastly different psychological triggers and customization needs. If you compare their specific buyer personas, it's pretty eye-opening. A local team captain struggling with a slow supplier needs a vastly different sales approach than a stressed-out corporate HR rep who desperately needs official invoices for a 300-person charity-run order. By mapping out exactly what keeps these people up at night, whether it's poor printing quality or strict budget constraints, Smart Dream positions themselves as the ultimate problem solver for each specific niche. Section 5. Executing the marketing playbook, from awareness all the way to the sale. This journey plays out through a classic 3-stage marketing funnel designed to seamlessly guide a customer from just scrolling past a TikTok ad to eventually requesting a free design mockup. It is a highly calculated journey. First, you grab their attention. Second, you build trust by showcasing product quality, fabric technology, and real reviews. Third, you remove absolutely all friction from the buying process by offering free design consultations and totally transparent pricing. Their social media ground game is relentlessly aggressive. They use behind-the-scenes printing videos, micro-influencer collaborations with university athletes, and a really clever referral program to generate rapid grassroots growth. Posting twice a day on TikTok and leveraging before versus after transformation content taps directly into what algorithms and actual humans love right now. Plus, offering a free custom jersey for referring 5 other teams, that creates a powerful, self-sustaining viral loop. They also tie all this digital marketing directly to a physical seasonal calendar. They push targeted promotions exactly when schools and companies are hosting their major events. But it's not just about selling, it's about community. And that brings us to the Smart Dreams Smart Vision channel. This is their dedicated content hub designed to provide value, share behind-the-scenes looks at their material tech, and highlight customer stories. It's a brilliant way to build a real community around the brand, keeping them top of mind all year round. So as we watch global apparel revenues march toward that $325 billion mark, the question for the next generation of brand creators is, how will you dominate endlessly? We've seen how Smart Dream aligned with trends for breathable, stylish gear, leveraged AI, and used a relentless digital funnel to carve out their space. The blueprint is there, and the market is definitely waiting. If you want to see this in action, make sure to follow the Smart Dream Smart Vision channel to learn more and join their growing community. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.
Take a look at the shirt you're wearing right now. Like, really look at it. If you are just wearing a standard plain cotton t-shirt, well, you are practically wearing a historical artifact at this point.
You really are, actually. It is kind of wild to think about.
Right. Because without you even realizing it, there is this massive $220 billion war quietly raging over exactly what goes on your back. And the newest weapons in this war, they aren't, sewing machines or new types of looms.
No, not at all. We are talking about artificial intelligence, deep psychological profiling, and algorithmic warfare.
Exactly. So today, we are doing a deep dive into how a massive shift in global consumer behavior is creating space for entirely new, hyper-agile competitors in the sportswear market.
And we have 2 really fascinating sources painting this picture for us today.
We do. First, we have a sprawling global market report from Fortune Business Insights. And that maps out the sheer financial scale of the sports apparel industry.
Which is massive, by the way.
Oh, absolutely massive. And then second, we have the actual project documentation for a brand launch called Smart Dream. It is this grassroots university project attempting to slice into that multi-billion-dollar market.
And they are doing it using cutting-edge AI and deeply targeted digital communities, which is just brilliant.
It really is. Our mission today is to unpack these massive macro trends dominating the global market and then zoom in on how this new brand, Smart Dream, is capitalizing on those exact trends.
The contrast between those 2 documents is incredibly revealing. I mean, you have the macroeconomic reality of corporate giants trying to steer these massive global supply chains, right?
Right.
And then that is contrasted immediately with the micro reality of a few university students using algorithms to essentially hack their way into the industry.
Let's start with the big picture, just to understand the sheer scale of the ocean they're swimming in here, because the numbers from that Fortune Business Insights report are staggering.
They really are.
They valued the global sports apparel market at $220.35 billion in 2025. And by 2034, They project that number rocketing past $325.21 billion.
That is a staggering amount of money flowing into athletic wear.
Yeah.
And when you dig into the categories actually driving that money, it gets even more interesting.
Oh, for sure.
Like men's apparel is leading the charge. They project a 51.82% market share in 2026. But the specific product category that is entirely dominating the conversation is tops and T-shirts.
Wait, just tops?
Just tops. We're talking about 41.63% of the total market share belonging to just that one product category.
Wow, over 41%. So a simple top commanding well over $80 billion. I mean, that means there's been a fundamental shift in how human beings expect their clothes to function, right?
Exactly. It forces us to look at the mechanics of consumer demand. And the report heavily correlates this with post-COVID behavioral shifts.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, in 2021, we saw 54% of Americans participating in outdoor activities. And that surge, it didn't just dissipate when lockdowns ended, it normalized.
People just got used to it.
Right. People got used to the sensory experience of performance fabric while, working from their living rooms or taking midday hikes.
I totally see that.